In this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can go from silver to gold in 1 week. The first tip that I want to give you guys is that you have to play the meta character. The next tip I want to give you guys is what parts of a map to use a specific tank. For example, if I'm Sigma, I'm not going to use Sigma in an open area of the map. Rather, if I was Orisa, knowing she has a long distance with her utility, I would use Orisa over Sigma. Like you can see in this clip here, I'm using Sigma for the close angles, but then I end up switching to Orisa when we get down to this long street. And this is part of the reason why I said getting comfortable with a bunch of tanks is very useful. So for tip number 2, and this one really helped me get out of silver, you want to learn the counters. You want to analyze the enemy team and notice who is hurting your team the most, and are you able to suppress that enemy while you have the tank handled and you know he's not going to push your backline. If there's a Bastion on the other team and you see that he is melting you the entire time, I will specifically switch to Sigma just so I can use the suck for when he goes into his turret mode. Likewise, if I'm Diva and I'm getting messed up by a Sigma, I will specifically switch to Orisa just to counter the Sigma. So just make sure you guys understand who you're playing against and who you should be playing as if you want to have the best chance of winning. And this brings me to my next point, which is saving your utility at the right time just might win you that game. I found that the best way to use your utility is to understand the enemy team's cooldowns of their abilities and try and counter their abilities. And this just comes with game experience. The more you play this game, the more you're going to understand the enemy comp, their utilities, the cooldown times, and trends that you're going to pick up throughout the game. So these next couple of clips I'm going to show you guys are examples of ways that you can use your utility to counter the enemy team or to combo with your team. In this example, I use Orisa's Javelin Spin to push the enemy team into Reaper's ultimate. In this next clip, I'm using my Fortify to counter Reinhardt's ult. And here I'm playing Orisa and I want to make space for my team, so I use my Javelin Spin to create space, and then I Fortify when I'm retreating back to my team and I'm taking a ton of damage. In this clip I'm basically dead, but I use both of my abilities to get back to my healers. I use my Javelin Spin to keep Reaper at bay, and when I see there's another DPS, I throw a Javelin at him to keep him off of me and my other teammates capturing the point. And one of the most important things that I see in Silver Elo is bad usage of ultimate abilities. Notice how in this clip I pop my ult in front of everyone, and then I notice that there's a Kiriko cleanse, so I wait for the cleanse and then I ult everyone. And I had to quickly go through a couple examples just so you guys understand, or else this video would have taken at least a couple hours if I went through everyone.
2 hours later.
So just know that you should always have a purpose for using your utility, whether it's to save your teammate's life or your life. Just always be ready and expect the unexpected. I know that was a lot to take in, so in summary, having good utility usage, whoever you guys are playing as a tank, start to pick up trends in the other team and make sure that you guys are conscious of the enemy team's cooldowns and when they're about to use their most important abilities that destroy your team. Another very important tip for you guys that will get you out of silver and into gold is your positioning. Recognizing what kind of tank you are, whether it's a mobile tank or an immobile tank. Some of the mobile tanks are Diva, Doomfist, Winston, and the Wrecking Ball. Some immobile tanks that you guys might be playing are Orisa, Junker Queen, Reinhardt, Hog, Sigma, and Zarya. With these immobile tanks, I recommend playing closer to your healers and making sure that when you're about to take a ton of damage, you need to be close enough for your healers to heal you and get back there in time for them to heal you back up to a health that you can start mitigating damage with. With the mobile tanks, it is okay for you guys to overextend and try and pick off someone from the enemy team. While you guys are playing these mobile tanks, it is also very important to look for certain health packs that are located around the map. A 200 hit point health pack could save your life at any time. And just remember, whenever you guys are overextending, like I am in this clip here, make sure you do not leave the other tank in your guys' backline, or else he's most likely going to take out your healers, and then you will be left with no one to heal you, which could cause you guys to lose the game. So to sum it all up, get used to those meta tanks, make sure you guys are comfortable when you're using them, know who to play on what map, in the given situation. You guys want to know who to counter your enemies with. You guys also want to make sure that your utility is being used for the right purposes in the key moments of the game. And then lastly, the biggest point that I'd say is realize that you are playing a mobile tank versus an immobile tank. When you're a mobile tank, it's okay for you guys to extend a little bit. Just make sure you're staying alive. And then if you're an immobile tank, make sure you guys are staying around your healers so they can heal you, because you will have a hard time getting back to them and getting healed. And at the end of the day, staying alive is the most important thing you can do to help your team win the game. And that is how I went from silver to gold in just 1 week. If you guys found anything in this video helpful, please leave a comment down in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.